guys, it's Jen. This is another Jen is Zen episode of Reframing Me. In these short bits, I give you something to meditate on or journal about. Today, I'd like you to think about this. Can you make the space to listen and be changed by what you hear? We have talked about the difference between listening and hearing. I've told you about the importance of listening to your teens on more occasions than I can count. I have even asked you to have the courage to listen in. But actually listening, not just hearing, because remember, hearing is just the physiological processing of sound. But truly listening to what your teens say and what your partner says and what your friends say, and I'm going to say it, the absolute most important one of them all, truly listening in to what your intuition is saying. Listening in general is so very important, but that's only a solid first step. The real impact, that comes from when you make that space to listen, yes. But then when you actually allow yourself to be changed by what you hear, that is where the growth happens. I will completely own that in the past, I have had the tendency to overreact. I definitely responded to situations from a place of, I don't even know, anger maybe. I'm not really sure how to label it. Confrontation, defensiveness, probably all of the above, but I think that defensiveness is probably the most accurate. Thinking about it now, I'm sure that this stems from a combination of my insecurities and my perfectionism. Because to make a mistake of any magnitude or to receive any type of criticism, all that would do was validate my insecurities. It would be like, see, I knew it. I knew I wasn't good enough. And overreacting or getting angry or being defensive, well, that was just a way to shift the focus off of me. I couldn't possibly be the problem. Clearly, you are the one who has an issue. You are the one who did a bad job. You are the one who is imperfect, not me. It's cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a psychological concept that says that people are super averse to any inconsistencies in our own minds. So like if our beliefs and our behaviors are misaligned, it sends us into a state of discomfort. And obviously, we don't like that. So to make us feel better and to put us back into that state of comfort that we want, we adjust our thoughts or behavior or words so that they are aligned again. The super simple example that I give in class is if I have a belief that I eat healthy and I'm eating a banana, well, all is good, right? I feel comfortable because my beliefs and my behaviors, they're aligned. Now, if I believe that I eat healthy and I'm rolling through the drive-thru at Taco Bell, what happens? Well, I feel icky. I feel that sense of discomfort, that dissonance. My behaviors and my beliefs are totally out of whack. So that's when the bargaining starts, right? I will tell myself that it's okay to treat myself once in a while. Or I eat healthy all of the time, and it's actually good for you to shake up your body once in a while. Or I note that I went on an extra long run today, so I can spare the calories. Or I will work out twice as long tomorrow. Or I'll eat extra healthy tomorrow to make up for it. I bargain with myself. I negotiate. I do whatever it takes. Tell myself whatever I need to hear to make myself feel comfortable again, to get back to that state of consonance. It's funny, as I am saying this, I'm just realizing that my example alone, it actually says a lot about me and about cognitive dissonance. Like, of course, I totally believe in eating healthy, 100%. But I haven't been to a Taco Bell, oh my gosh, in like 10 years, maybe more. Now, okay, I would like to establish, though, that despite what my daughter wants to tell everyone, I am not an almond mom. That is making me crazy lately. She keeps telling me that I'm an almond mom. Like, for example, last weekend when I got donuts for breakfast, and then I told her that making chocolate chip pancakes for breakfast, or for lunch rather, was probably too much. We should really eat something healthier, so that we're not running on like 100% sugar. Ah, you're such an almond mom. Um, who do you think got the donuts that you just ate? Anyway, I am not an almond mom. And I do, yes, believe in eating healthy, but I do like treats and I don't only eat healthy. But interestingly, I don't go to Taco Bell. So why do I even use that as an example? Rather than like pizza that I do eat, or ice cream, or donuts. Okay, whatever things I do eat. I wonder why. Like, why do I choose an example that is something I don't actually do? It's probably because if I use an actual example that I do, it will create more of a sense of dissonance for me than if I use an example that I don't do. That's really funny now, that I'm thinking it through. It's pretty interesting. So there you go. I've literally given you an example of cognitive dissonance wrapped up inside an example of cognitive dissonance. Seriously, I am just too good at this. So when our behavior doesn't line up with our beliefs, or someone gives us new information that doesn't line up with what we currently believe, whenever we are faced with these contradictions that threaten our concept of who we are, it makes us feel uncomfortable. And so we need to find a way to get back to feeling aligned. We can do all sorts of things to get us back to this feeling of consonance, from negotiating with ourselves, like, okay, I'll cut today's workout short, but tomorrow I'll run an extra mile to make up for it. Or I can totally buy these boots because I didn't eat out all this weekend. So think of all the money that I saved. Well, I wouldn't have added on the top to go with the pants. Then I would have had to pay for shipping. So really, the top ended up almost being free. I mean, that's all just girl math, right? Or you can have a deeply held belief, like, I am an honest person, until you tell a lie. And then that makes you feel icky inside. You can justify it. It was just a little white lie, so it's okay. Or I didn't lie. I just didn't tell everything. That's a lie of omission, but okay. Or maybe you believe that drugs are bad for you and that only loser potheads smoke weed. There's a reason it's illegal. And then maybe your state makes it legal and you see information all over about the benefits of it. Well, that's going to make you super uncomfortable, right? Because you can't possibly think it's okay to use, even though now it's legal, because you've always believed it was bad for you, or you've always believed that only loser potheads use it. So if you think about it, it's a reason that with the increase in legalization also comes the growth of the edible industry, right? Two different things. Cognitive dissonance. Okay, so those of us who hold or have held the belief that we need to be perfect. Well, if our behavior falls out of line with that, like if we make a mistake or if someone criticizes us, even if it was in the form of feedback, not actual criticism, or maybe if we see someone doing something better than us in an area, like being successful where we aren't. Basically, if in any way we're presented with information or with a behavior that is contrary to the belief that we are perfect, well, girl, you just got to just get that shit back in place, right? I do not need to question myself, because if I do, well, I will tell you, it is a house of cards that is built on a very shaky foundation of insecurities, and that baby is going to topple right over. So to manage that, I know that I would have the tendency to overreact, to get angry, to get defensive, to shift blame. Anything else would force me to question myself and my beliefs about myself. And I was just not going to do that. Now, thinking that I needed to be perfect, well, that's my thing. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not my only thing, but it's the fault that I am currently focusing on right now to illustrate. Let's not fool ourselves. We all have our things. So maybe yours is something entirely different, but we all have our things that we'd like to work on or that we are working on changing. Now, I won't say that it's easy to listen to others because obviously it is not. If it was, we won't need to ever talk about it again, or we won't need to talk about the importance of it or distinguish between hearing and listening in the first place. Now, interestingly, though, listening is actually the easier part of all this. We can listen to ourselves. Okay, fine. Yes, we can listen to our kids, to our partner, to our friends, or a random on the street, right? We can do that. But can we change because of what we hear? That can really be the hard part. But it's the part where the growth is. You can listen to what your partner or your teen or your friend or whoever, you can listen to what they're telling you. But can you make the changes in yourself that they need from you? Can you listen to yourself and actually make the changes that you know that you need? Now, I am stretched much too thin lately. I am just drowning over here. I have way too much to do, and there are just not enough hours in the day. Between my undergrads and my graduate students, and of course, it happens to be right now advising for next semester. Of course, why wouldn't it be? And trying to keep up with the podcast content and trying to work on how the heck do I actually get people out there to get this content into their ears? And then, of course, the kids and all of their stuff, and my husband and all of his stuff, and normal stuff around the house, like shopping and cooking and laundry and cleaning up. And then I took on way too much with a kitchen remodel that I shouldn't have done right at this point in time. And I'm trying to do a deck project. And, then I refused to compromise on things like getting enough sleep or not working out. And so all in all, I have stretched myself way too thin. And when you do that, it has a tendency to catch up with you, right? Well, mine in the last 2 days seems to have caught up with me in the form of making mistakes. Yesterday, I realized that when signing a contract with the kitchen countertops, I had overlooked a part that now I'll either A, live with and be happy, or B, pay to fix. I was so angry because I know it wasn't 100% my fault. I know that they were a good amount to blame. But ultimately, yes, it was my oversight. So they had me on it. I caught myself feeling and thinking things that didn't make me proud. I even caught myself arguing in a way that wasn't my best self. After I got off the phone with them, I was uncomfortable with myself. I had that state of dissonance because I'm like, this is not who I am. This is not the kind of person that I am anymore. This isn't how I want to be. I really had to take a hard look at the situation and my responsibility, but especially at the way that I handled it. I totally tried to blame shift. I absolutely got defensive. And just because the guy was a total jerk to me, which he was, it didn't make it okay that I was a jerk back to him. I was mad, but it was me I was mad at. And it was me I should have been mad at because ultimately I was the one who made the mistake. I was embarrassed. I dropped the ball. I had been the one in charge of this project, and I didn't want to look like I was anything short of a perfect project manager. But alas, I was. Once I realized this, once I listened to what I was really thinking and really feeling, I realized that I didn't like how I was behaving about it. I had kind of attached this, I can manage this project. I can do everything. And this I don't make mistakes because I'm perfect. I had attached that to my self-concept. And in fact, by making a mistake, well, that threw that all into question. And I really didn't like that. So today, when I opened the front door and I saw a little yellow tag there, and I'm like, what's this? Oh, it's just a little notice from the water people that, oh yeah, they shut off my water because I forgot to pay my bill. You have got to be kidding me, right? But I didn't overreact. I very calmly called the phone number. I paid the bill online while I waited on hold. And I very nicely apologized to the person for my mistake. I missed the bill. It's probably in the mess piled up on my desk, the mess that is on my to-do list to clean, because when I cleaned everything out of the kitchen, guess where all the mail went? Well, no excuses. I've paid bills for like 25 years. I know how this works. It's my mistake. I could have gotten defensive. I could have gotten angry. I could have been angry at them for not giving me a better reminder, or angry at my husband for making me responsible for quote unquote everything. Could have been angry at myself for being so stupid. But my overreaction yesterday, it had made me think. I heard myself when I said, it's okay that you made a mistake. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be Super Jen, the mom / professor / podcaster / project manager extraordinaire. Not only did I make the space to listen, but I also was changed by what I heard. So I am going for 50% for the last 24 hours. I mean, I will take it. It's better than it could have been. And let's just hope that I don't find another ball that I have dropped tomorrow too. So today, as you listen to your kids and listen to your partner and listen to yourself, can you also let what you hear change you? And when faced with that dissonance, what if instead we let us change it for the better? Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to follow the show so that you don't miss out on any new content. And please share it with your friends who might also benefit from or enjoy the show. That's how we will grow our community. Reach out to me on socials, on Instagram and TikTok at Reframing Me. And on Facebook, it's Reframing Me, and join the Facebook group, Reframing Me, the podcast community, to connect with other women who are also raising teens and rediscovering themselves. Until next time, be well, communicate, and listen.